forward to, and now they're two of the teams that we're a little bit more worried about. Let's get into the NFL Pick'em presented by Find the Good Brand. Go to findthegoodbrand.com. Use promo code BENCH. Get 10% off at checkout. I'll also be putting some other stuff. I already threw it up on the screen, but if you're not watching, find the Good Brand, trying to help with mental health, selling some nice hoodies. Nico's wearing one of the hoodies. He's wearing one of the hats. Find the Good Brand. Use promo code BENCH. All 10% of all the proceeds that the company makes goes to Mental Health America. So it's for a good cause. Nico is dominating the Pick'em. Basically going to be over. It's over because I know that he's not going to he likes to win, and I know that he's smart. He's not just going to give me the opportunity, but now I guess what I can say is I have a little bit less stakes. I have a little bit less at stake. But we have our Pick'em for this week. Nico's sitting at 46-19. I am 38-25. First game that we're starting off with is the first game tomorrow morning, the kickoff. This is where I'll be having my homemade chicken noodle soup that I am so damn excited for. The Bears, 9.5-point underdogs at Detroit for the annual Lions game. I will tell you right now, I know that you were watching a little bit on Sunday, but on Talking the Gridiron, Terrell predicted all underdogs on Thanksgiving. He says that the Bears are going to win this game. I know. I was sitting there, and it was right after we had, because he's a Commanders fan, so we did have a very spirited debate about Rookie of the Year as well, and it was right after that. He goes, all underdogs win on Thanksgiving. I don't know. I don't think the Lions are going to really go for that.
Hennessy's a hell of a fucking drink, is all I'm going to say. I need whatever he's drinking. For Pete's sake. There is no world, there is zero world the Bears are winning on Thanksgiving. And now that I'm saying that, they're going to lose. But 9.5 is too short. 9.5 is way too fucking short.
But hey, they just lost in overtime to the Vikings, right? And the Vikings are the second best team in the division. They fired Shane Waldron. That was the issue, wasn't it?
The difference between the Vikings and the Lions is A, the best team in football, and B, a team that is above ground because of an easy schedule. Okay, let's not sugarcoat this. The Lions are the best team in football. 9.5 is way too fucking short. Way too damn short. Okay, so I'm not even going to give the Bears my second thought because this team continues to find ways to lose. Even if the Lions don't cover 9.5, they're not going to lose this football game. They're not. So give me the Detroit Lions and fuck it. I'll take the 9.5 points, and if they lose by less, they win by less than 9.5. I'll take the loss. That's how confident I am.
I need all the openings that I can get, so I appreciate that one. We both have the Bears. Next game that we're going to be talking about, the nightcap, also in the NFC North. The Dolphins are going to get their first chance to prove last year's narrative wrong, because what was the narrative last year, Nico? Cold weather is the Dolphins' kryptonite. Cold weather is Mike McDaniel's kryptonite. I will say the Dolphins have looked good since Tua's back. It should be the line reflects it, 3.5. And the Packers, Jordan Love has had a turnover in every single game that he's played so far this season. They are making up for it. The defense kicked the ever-living shit out of a really bad 49ers team last weekend.
Very bad 49ers team.
They're in dire straits in San Francisco, and you can tell because of what Brian Johnson was saying about that team. I picked the Packers for this one because I think that the defense, the cold, the home field advantage, there's just too much that I don't trust the Dolphins with what they've been able to show the last couple of years.
All I'm talking about is pull up the weather of Green Bay, Wisconsin on tomorrow night, because cold, winter, frozen tundra, Green Bay, there is zero chance that Tua's warm, cold, frozen hands are going to be able to throw the ball as much as they want to. They better hope A-Chain has the game of his life, because
30 degrees, 57% humidity, and it's going to be snowing.
Hell fucking yeah. This is why I took the Packers last week over San Francisco, because San Francisco was unbelievably soft. And my 49ers fans can agree with me, that our listeners can agree with me. They're so unbelievably soft. And when you go into Green Bay in fucking November, near December, you have to have some guts. You have to have some cojones. And Miami struggles in the snow more than anybody. Yeah. More than anybody. Their offense is not set. Their offense is made for bubble games. Their offense is made for bubble games. And the tundra is not the bubble. Give me the fucking Packers.
Yeah, we're both on the Packers there. I don't think that that's too much of a shock for anybody. Next game that we have coming up, this one taking place on Sunday. The Steelers going to Cincinnati The Bengals are home favorites, -3. That's what everybody gets to be playing at home. The Steelers coming off of a bad loss. We were both wrong on Thursday night last week. Did not expect a blizzard halfway through the game. That's going to be brought up a little bit later on in my segments as well. But the Browns got it done behind Jameis Winston. The Bengals have a much better quarterback than Jameis Winston. It's proven. He is top in the league in passing yards. Jamar Chase is top in the league in receiving yards. I am still going with the Steelers because I've committed to this. I've committed to the bit now. So I'll go with the Steelers. They're plus 130 on the money line. For a while before Burrow got here, the Steelers owned the Bengals, especially in Cincinnati. So with as bad as this team is, and knowing that Zach Taylor is still the head coach, and knowing all the other situations that are still yet to be resolved, I'm okay with still going with the Steelers. I'm still picking Pittsburgh to beat Cincinnati.
The Pittsburgh Steelers have 1 touchdown in 2 games played.
They're going to score a couple more this week. Trust me.
I know the Bengals defense sucks. This is a great game for Russell Wilson to get back, is all I'm going to say. But I have zero faith in the Steelers team. It helps the Broncos when the Bengals lose this game. It absolutely does, because the Steelers are going to be I think they're at the top of the division. Maybe they're next below.
They're still top right now. They have a 1-game lead on the Ravens.
1-game lead, so that they could change very, very quickly this weekend. But this Steelers team, I saw a defense that was exposed a little bit by Jameis, and I think Burrow was, like I said, I love Jameis as much as the next guy, and who, if you don't like Jameis, you don't like football. Let's just put it plain and simple. If you don't like
horse
Jameis,
is prepared for battle, but my faith's in the Lord.
You don't like football if you don't like Jameis, for Pete's sake. So and Pittsburgh. What I saw Sunday was, or not Sunday, excuse me, last Thursday night, I thought was so interesting was like they don't trust Russell Wilson to drive them down the field. Yeah, they put in Justin Wilson multiple times. I was like, they don't even trust their quarterback to a point where it's a relief pitcher they're having to throw in. Like, it's not even necessarily designed option plays that they're running with Justin Fields. It's actual just drop back passes that they trust in Fields more than Wilson.
Yeah, isn't Russell Wilson the deep ball expert too? Isn't he
the
one that you're supposed to put in for?
Exactly, I thought he was interesting. Yeah, I'll take the bait. I'll give the Bengals a shot here. This is going to be a recurring theme, and I've probably said this every single week of the season up until up since they've started 0-3. But the Bengals have to win this game if they have any hope of making the playoffs. Because
Burrow, according to Joe Burrow, we just got to win like 7 of our last 5 games left.
Exactly, and look, the Broncos are the last team in the playoff run right now, and they're a full 2 games ahead. They're a full 2 gaes ahead of the Bengals.
And
so if you lose this game,
and it's going to get sorted out in person in December as well. That's
exactly.
the New Year's Eve week.
So if you're the Bengals, you have to get these wins against opponents that, frankly, you should be better than, but you're not. So if I'll take the Bengals. I'll try to take the bait here, and I'll be the one to take them.
They still have yet to play. I think they've only played the Browns once, and that was before Jameis took over. So I'm not even really expecting much out of it. It's the coach. The chariot fell down, and the coach doesn't have any other plan. There is, if we're going, I'm seeing Gladiator 2 on Friday. You probably already seen it. I took a girl. I've been earning boyfriend points the last couple of days. Took a girlfriend to Target today. We went and saw Wicked yesterday. Sat there for 3 hours, watched Wicked. Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna. Yeah. I won't be watching that. I'll be watching.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna be seeing the new Gladiator. But if we're talking Gladiator, the chariot is broken. I believe Zach Taylor, if he's Commodus right now, and he's stabbing Joe Burrow in the back, just like, I'm just gonna make this a little bit harder for you, big guy. Yeah. All right. Moving forward, the Baltimore Ravens and the Philadelphia Eagles. Saquon is built to be playing in Philadelphia.
Saquon is built to win the MVP right now. We may see a running back win the MVP. He is, man. I mean, we won't try to beat a dead horse here, but poor Deion Jones, right? Poor Deion Jones. The whole weight of New York is on him and Aaron Rodgers' shoulder. They have done nothing but fumble, and frankly, it's not even his fault. It's probably Jim Shane's fault. So, man, that's. If you're a Giants fan watching Saquon Barkley run for 255 yards or whatever it was and just go absolutely berserk, you're like, what could have been? There was, I don't know if you watched that Hard Knocks of the offseason.
I've seen the
Hard Knocks.
clip on social media.
It's not necessarily the sickening of Barkley going to Philly. The conversation they had, because they showed the conversation they had of running backs in the free agent market. They said,
is there anybody that can really be better than Barkley?
Barkley, do we really think that Barkley is that much better than David Montgomery, that much better than Derrick Henry? Do we think that he's that much far and away better? And it's not even close to who the best running back in football is right now.
No, love Demont, but Demont's not anything if he doesn't have Jahmyr Gibbs to share the load with.
It was a man. It was so intriguing because I love that offseason, because I love seeing the dynamics of what those conversations look like, how you come to these decisions, and like whether you like it or not, Giants fans, the Eagles are like this game has the 4 best rushers in football. Think about it for a second.
The two running backs are both on pace for 2,000 yards this season.
The Jalen Hurts may be the most unstoppable man trying to get 1 yard of scrimmage. Lamar Jackson is arguably the most difficult individual in football to tackle. If it weren't for fucking Derrick Henry, who's also on his football team. This is old school, running down your fucking mouth football. And I know you and I wish this was on Thanksgiving instead of watching Drew Lock versus fucking Cooper Rush. This is feasting. This game is feasting on Thanksgiving. This is your midday slate, middle of the day, watching football, good hard nose, eating a fucking turkey leg, running down your throat in old school football. And that's what this game is. And I am so damn excited. This is the game of the year thus far, I think. Like, I am so damn excited to see these two teams just go at each other with two great or I'm not gonna say great coaches, but one great coach and one coach that may be a little fucking cuckoo or Cocoa Puffs and just go at each other's necks.
He seems to be staying out of his way recently. He seems to have kind of gotten back to a little bit of normalcy out there in Philly.
And I think, and I'll be honest, I think this is the game that changes. That's why I'm going to go with the Ravens here, because I think that what I saw on Monday night too with the Chargers is just getting manhandled at the line of scrimmage by the Ravens. I think that this could happen otherwise, because I think that this Eagles defense is very, very solid. This Eagles offensive line is obviously very, very good too. But I think that the Ravens running game, and I think that Lamar has shown that he can throw the ball, not obviously the top level of other teams like Bo Nix level, cough, but like he is showing that he is being able to use his weapons as Zay Flowers and Mark Andrews well. He's been able to use them well, not consistently, but use them well.
That's a very interesting matchup, because you have to decide if the Ravens receiving core is that good or if the Eagles secondary is that good. Because right now, Quinyon Mitchell, now DeJean and Blankenship, the other crackerback too. And I think Blankenship, they did move back to safety, but those 3 guys plus they have I can't think of the main guy that was singing this song on the sideline. Darius Slay, maybe. Yeah, Darius Slay. Like, the secondary for the Eagles is very talented and they've been very damn good, but this is a really good test for them because the Ravens only know how to go deep. And I think Mark Andrews might be the one that I'm a little bit worried about, but I'm picking the Eagles because they dismantled a Rams team that is up and down, but the Rams gave them everything that they wanted to, and they just decided, you know what, Saquon, you want to shut this game down? Okay, cool. He hit his closing, because he's a closer. I said on Sunday, he's the best closer in the entire NFL. He gets better than Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry was good for his time, but right now Saquon's a little bit younger. He's a little bit more dynamic. Nobody is better at running a team out in the fourth quarter than Saquon Barkley. So I'm going to be sticking with the Eagles on that one. But I think game of the day, game of the year, biggest game of the weekend by far. I know that you're interested in the Monday night football game that we're talking about next. The Browns coming to Denver. Are you going to be in attendance for Monday Night Football?
More than likely, yes, I will be. So
5.5 point favorites. Bo Nix dismantles the Raiders for the second time, also in a comeback fashion, but has another really good game. A couple touchdown passes. That crazy ass clip of him with the wide eyes yelling at Diablo, I believe it is. I'm all here. I'm crazy. You don't want to dance with me, buddy. You want to dance with? You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
It's fun having a quarterback that's got a little fuck you attitude. It's a lot of fun having a fuck you attitude. I don't like that's not something you've seen from really that many quarterbacks this young in their career, like where he's got that fuck you attitude and he knows he's playing well. couple things that worry me in terms of this game that I'll just come out and say, because I'm obviously picking the Broncos. I'm not going to sugarcoat it here.
I am as well.
But the running game is something that we've really struggled with. That and Nick Chubb gets going well. That could be something that could be a cause for hope. I'm not worried about Judy trying to take the top of us. I'm sure he'll have a career game like most former Broncos do against us. But I'm not too worried about that, and I'm worried about Bo Nix having time, because McGlinchey had a very tough game this past week. The Miners had a tough game. Like they were struggling against Crosby, and Myles Garrett. Just ask him. He thinks he's the best defensive player of all time.
He's outdueled TJ Watt.
He's outdueled TJ Watt.
In prime time, head to head, that dude is the truth.
He is the truth, and these DBs for Cleveland are much better than their inside. So I would expect a more strong run heavy game, and I would love to see Sean Payton try to emphasize the run a little bit more this week than he did against the Raiders, because I think we got away from that a little too much, and that's what gives Raiders a little bit of life at points in that game. But I do think that the Browns come back to earth here and struggle against our much. I'm not going to say better defense, because I think that the Steelers defense may have a slight edge, but I think just as good defense and an offense that can put up better numbers offensively than the Steelers will.
I think that Jameis had his moment in the sun, but I don't necessarily think that he's going to be able to do that against Vance Joseph and this defense. It's going to be a different defensive scheme, not necessarily as talented of a pass rush, but this pass rush plays together. Zach Allen is a stud. There's enough
Zach
guys.
Allen, obviously, we didn't even have him this past weekend with him being a boot, so hopefully he's back this weekend. But Benito, first individual to have 10 sacks in a season since Von Miller in 2016 for the Broncos, which is so awesome to see. Cortland Sutton has had a touchdown in the last 3 or 4 games. Like you're seeing Broncos style football that is finally fun again to watch. So it's very exciting.
All right, that is our pick'em for this week, presented by Find the Good Brand, helping you through the bad days, rainy days, ups and downs, whatever else that stands between you and a smile on your face. Go to findthegoodbrandapparel.com, use promo code BENCH, and you will get 10% off your order. All 10% of the proceeds, 10% of all proceeds from Find the Good Brand go to Mental Health America. So if you're somebody that's either dealt with mental health yourself or know somebody that's dealt with it, lost somebody to it, unfortunately, go check out Find the Good Brand. Get yourself a hoodie, get yourself a hat, and go and rock that out.